Hello, Flat Earth believers. This is Darrell E. Berry Jr. back with my second Flat Earth Challenge. My first Flat Earth Challenge addressed one of the ways the parameters you claim for the Sun and the Earth don't match what we observe and experience in reality. You can find a link to the first challenge here and in the video description. The second Flat Earth Challenge has to do with the ability to predict real-world astronomical events. It seems that you should be better at this. According to you, your model is more accurate, and since the Flat Earth model was here first, you've had a head start. First, I'll give some examples of things we've predicted and discovered with our model, and then I'll issue the challenge. For education, commentary, and criticism, I'll show a few media clips and articles along the way. I'll also share links to clips used and to articles referenced. So here we go. Even though you claim that what you might call our round Earth model is wrong, or even a psyop, you must still recognize that with our understanding of the solar system, we can predict, down to the minute or better, astronomical events centuries into the future. With our understanding of the laws of physics, we can also predict heretofore unknown things. Let me give you examples of what I mean. On August 21st, 2017, there was a total solar eclipse. I knew exactly where it would be and when because it had been predicted many years in advance. Here is an example. There were even precise predictions of the solar eclipse's exact locations and the exact times it will be at those specific locations. There was also whether at that specific location you will see the total eclipse or be too far to the side and see a partial eclipse. Look at how you could zoom in on specific locations and find exactly what you should expect to see. Utilizing such maps, I knew exactly where and when to see the total solar eclipse of August 2017. I personally verified the claim to be true, and I noticed from social media posts that many Flat Earth believers saw it too, so you know what I'm talking about. On May 22, 2016, I got to look at the planet Mars, on the best day of the year to see it, through a telescope I had purchased a few months prior specifically for that purpose. I knew Mars would be at a good viewing angle for us and was able to prepare for it because it was predicted here. I've also seen meteor showers because we were told ahead of time they would occur. Just look at the astronomical calendar for 2018 and see all the things predicted. On this web page we see days of ease viewing planets given the locations they will be in relation to us in the solar system. We see meteor showers. We see different types of eclipses. There are different types of eclipses, and we can predict which kind it will be as well. Will it be a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse? If it's a solar eclipse, will it be a total solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse, or an annular eclipse? An annular solar eclipse is when the moon is directly in between the Earth and the Sun, but at such a distance that the outer edge of the Sun can still be seen. This causes a, quote, ring of fire effect that cannot be looked at directly instead of the nighttime effect and dazzling white outline of the total solar eclipse that you can look at directly. Even such details can be predicted with the current model. And here's one example of something predicted that was heretofore completely unseen. I know Flat Earth believers say that gravity is not real. And I know Flat Earth believers say that, quote, math isn't reality. I've seen Flat Earth believers say that math and the real world don't align at all. But unfortunately for your belief, and fortunately for science, just saying something isn't true doesn't make it untrue. The understanding of gravity in physics was utilized to discover an unknown planet by its gravitational effects on the known planet. In 1781, William and Caroline Herschel discovered the planet Uranus. But scientists soon found that Uranus didn't move quite as predicted according to Newton's formulas. Scientists then proposed that something just as large as Uranus must be gravitationally pulling on it to cause such permutations in Uranus's orbit. French astrophysicist Urbain Le Verrier calculated and predicted the position where this large unseen object must be, according to the effect it was having upon Uranus's orbit. And in 1846 the planet Neptune was discovered. Scientists calculated the size and position of an object that could be gravitationally responsible for those variances, and then looked there and found a new planet matching those parameters. Later, Einstein developed a theory of general relativity and confirmed that the anomaly seen at a certain point in Mercury's orbit was because starlight bent around the Sun. Now let's move on to flat Earth claims and to the challenge. If you want us to take your flat earth claim seriously, then one way to accomplish that is to predict astronomical events with the flat earth model more accurately than we do with the quote round earth model. The logic is simple. More accurate model, more accurate predictions. Now, one thing I've heard flat earth believers say when they are cornered on some flaw in their claims is something to the effect, "You can't expect me to know all this yet. We're just starting and you've had all this time to get the round earth lie right." Well, that's wrong at best or a lie at worst. And apparently at least some flat earth believers acknowledge it. Here's an example.
Flat Earth, and it's a model already been described by the ancient Babylon, Egyptians, Mayans, Incas, Navajo, Norwegians, Hindus, from Buddhism, the Quran, the Bible, etc.
Ethan Siegel at scienceblogs.com concurs, saying, "Indeed, there are many ancient references to the Earth being shaped like a disk, and if you knew only of the two most important astronomical objects in the sky, the Sun and the Moon, you yourself might reach the same conclusions." So we have at least some agreement on both sides that the flat Earth model came first. According to Ethan, the matter of the Earth being a sphere was settled for current civilization just over 2,000 years ago, about 240 BC, primarily by Eratosthenes. The flat Earth model has had more time to get it right, but the flat Earth model was simply overshadowed and naturally supplanted by the more accurate model we use today, unless you prove us wrong. I challenge you, using your supposedly more accurate flat Earth model, to make 10 years of astronomical predictions. If your model is more accurate, logically there should be more accurate predictions. Certainly not less accurate. And I don't mean looking at what us dull round earthers predict and then trying to paste, glue, and tape flat Earth model jargon onto it. I'm saying using only your model, give us accurate predictions of astronomical events for the next 10 years and show us exactly how you did it using only your model. This will go a long way towards validating your position. Given that your model is, according to you, more accurate, and given that you've all had more time to work on it, this should be a piece of cake. My understanding is that the current model supplanted the flat Earth model because today's model is better, more accurate, and more predictive. Show us that we were wrong to supplant the quote real model with what you claim are NASA lies. Show us more accurate predictions. You claim you know better, so demonstrate this greater knowledge and understanding by predicting better, using solely your model. And if you cannot do this, I'd be interested to hear why, with your purportedly more accurate model that's been in existence longer. I'd like to hear why you can't produce results at least as good as, and even better than, the model you claim is completely false and based on airy-fairy notions like gravity and mathematics. If you still claim the quote round Earth model is not as good as your quote model, then prove it by providing results that are better. It's easy to claim that your model is better and that our model is false when you're just sitting on the sideline saying, "Where's the curvature?" Oh, that's clearly fake. That's CGI done on a movie set with the toy car. Where's the curvature? Oh, that's not real. That's a mirage in air density and refraction of light and perspective. Where's the curvature? Oh, I took that video myself with the regular camera lens to eliminate distortion, but still, it's a distortion. Well, if you have the superior cosmology, and if you have the superior astronomy, then pull up a chair to the big boys' and big girls' table and make some astronomical predictions using only your model, and show us exactly how you do it. Show us that your, quote, woke position is to be taken seriously, because so far, it's not adding up. Excuse the Matt pun.